Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is a very exciting video because it is a video I've been wanting to make for the last couple of weeks. Shoot, man, maybe the last few weeks. Man, I've been trying to put off this video for as long as possible because there are a couple of figures I've been waiting on coming in because they kind of all bleed in together as one synonymous group of figures. Now, from Hasstel Toys, Grapplers and Gimmicks, we got in a couple of different sets of Macho Man Randy Savage figures, right? Now, we got some gold figures in, but we also got some white and black variants. And that's what we're going to look at today. And we could have looked at one set of figures a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, but no, I wanted to postpone that video review until we got these last set of figures in. Well, last week we did get in the black and white, so finally we are going to be able to take a look at the new set of figures that have come in. But before we do so, I want to take a look at the figure that very closely resembles the new Grapplers and Gimmicks figure, which is the Hasbro Series 5 Macho Man. And this is the figure that is classified, I guess, as sort of like the cowboy, Macho Man figure. Kind of has like the little built-on tassels, right? As well as the cowboy hat. So this is what the figure is kind of mimicked after a little bit. Now, where the difference lies, is the fact that this is a jumper figure with the fused legs. So not exactly 100% identical to the Hasbro, but again, it does give you that nostalgic feel for the 1990s Hasbro. First figure we are going to look at is Macho Man Gold. And before we look at the gold, of course, we got to look at the figure mint on card. And this one comes with bone and crunching what's this? I can't even read that. That is so tiny. This says, I need some glasses badly. You guys remember I had eye surgery and everything is still super blurry to me, so you guys gotta bear with me for a little bit. I think that says Pump and Circumstance Crunch. I think. I promise I'm not illiterate. I just can't see anything. Oh, God. I've said it before, guys. Man, every time I have eye surgery, my vision is supposed to be improved, but every time it happens, my vision gets worse and worse. Well, why do I keep having eye surgery? I don't know. I'm just dumb. This is a beautiful figure on card. As a mint on card collector, this is why I have to have two collections. I could just open up the figure and have it loose, but no. Seeing the figures mint on card, this is so beautiful looking. I mean, that is fantastic. So I'm still waiting for the Coco Beware figure to come in. That right there is going to be really awesome. I'm not sure who Downtown Bruno is. I think that figure has been pre-ordered, maybe. I don't remember that figure, maybe. And British Bulldog 97, we've got that one already. But that is... And now the Macho Man. This is why Grapplers and Gimmicks gets so much love on my channel. And you kind of go back to that Hasbro Series 5, right? With the built-on tassels. And I wonder if the hat is removable. It is not, but that's cool. That's perfectly acceptable. Doesn't need to be. Look at that. That is beautiful design. Now, you kind of have like the same hand, right? You kind of look at the Hasbro and you kind of compare it to the Grapplers and Gimmicks. Actually got this. They actually have very similar hands. Now, where Randy Savage is kind of like, just has that one pointer finger up, which is kind of very more reminiscent with Randy Savage, especially when he goes to the top turnbuckle and he got to get that one finger up just before he jumps and drops the elbow. This is kind of like that Brutus Beefcake from Series 1 Hasbro. So, this is kind of lame, but I really like this figure a lot. I like the fact that they kind of gave you that Hasbro flavor with the overall design, not just with the tassos, not even with the cowboy hat, even with the hand positioning. This is a fantastic look. And you look at the graphical design of the figure, okay? This is a absolutely beautiful looking figure. Now, very recently, because we've been getting a lot of Macho Man figures in, just like we've been getting a lot of Davey Boy British Bulldog figures in, and with an over excess of Grapplers and Gimmicks figures in, I actually ran out of space on my ring that I have all my loose figures for Hasstel Toys. So I decided to start moving the Macho Man and British Bulldog figures out here. So in the ring down here that I used to have some of like the spare Hasbros with accessories, I'm going to start putting the Bulldog and Macho Man figures in that ring. And I guess any other figures that have like an excessive amount of excessive amount of figures, I'm going to start putting them in there as well. So maybe Mabel and Mo, for example, because they've got a lot of variations, maybe I'll start throwing them in there as well. But this is an incredible looking piece. Absolutely love this. Dare I say it, if I've been talking about Big Rubber Guys, my favorite Big Rubber Guys tournament. We're not ever talking about my favorite Grapplers and Gimmicks tournament. How about my favorite Zombie Sailors tournament? Here's the thing though, Zombie Sailors, you guys know, their figures don't really do it for me anymore. And I don't know how much enjoyment I would get from a Zombie Sailors tournament, but Grapplers and Gimmicks, their figures are absolute killer. Like, I really enjoy this piece a lot. And let's move on to the white. This is Macho Man in white. And I assume that says the exact same thing. So it's kind of like a, white, black and white checkered. Exact same information, right? And not that figure. Here it is. I don't know if there's any kind of special meaning between the gold and the checkered look. I mean, I think with the gold was fine. I don't think you necessarily need the black and white look. But if the black and white came out first, you wouldn't need the gold. So, but I think I would prefer the gold look. I think it looks a lot better. And, they're still coming out with their little stencil, which I think is awesome. It's still a quality figure nonetheless. I'm glad to have it, no doubt. I prefer the gold look. I think that these figures in a couple years are going to exceed market value like crazy. One thing I don't ever do is talk about the value of these figures. Well, you get them on the website, right? $40, whatever it is, $45, $50, right? One thing that I could tell you as a seller of different toy lines, LJNs, Hasbros, Zombie Sailors, Grapplers, because I used to buy duplicates, and not just duplicates, because it takes forever for these toy lines to get their figures out, right? Unless the figures are like already in hand and ready to be shipped out within a few days, which sometimes, figures like this are. But a lot of the pre-orders that take like, 8 months to come out, you sit there and you order the item, and I'll order my 2 figures, and then like a few months later I'll get an email, order your figures now before time runs out. Oh shoot, they got new figures. I gotta go ahead and I gotta order these items. Completely forgetting that I had already ordered these items, and I'll order 2 more. Couple months pass, same exact email comes back in my inbox. Order your figures now before they run out. I'm like, oh, same thing. I will completely forget I ordered these figures. Order a couple more. And that's how I end up with like 6 different 2-packs of the Quebecers. Or that's how I end up with like 6 different Red Trunks Mark Miro figures, etc. And, you could do that for like Zombie Sailors, because with Zombie Sailors, once they sell out, they sell out. But with Grapplers and Gimmicks, you can't do that, because those guys, they replenish. They replenish their stock. So if you are a seller and you think that you are going to buy extra, figures like this from Grapplers and Gimmicks, and that you're going to mark it up, don't think you're going to do that. That's not going to happen. Don't try it. And I'm not even marking up my prices. Okay, I'm like, $50 free shipping. Well, shoot. That's exactly what Grapplers and Gimmicks are charging you. But why buy from eBay when you could buy from the store directly, right? So I think that's what a lot of people that's what their mindset is. Or if they see $50 free shipping, they're like, nah, I'm going to offer this guy $20. I'm like, you got to laugh at that, but I'm like, no, ain't going to happen. All right. Next figure is the Macho Man with elbow smash. Now this one, I actually had a third one, and I don't know how I ended up with a third one. I guess I accidentally ordered 3 of them. And I put this one up on eBay, and starting bid, I don't know, $40, $50, whatever it was, free shipping. And I think the same day I put it up, starting bid, someone came in with the best offer of my starting bid price, and I think it was like starting bid of like 40. If it was starting bid of $50 and they offered me $50, I accepted it. I mean, I'd rather get the money now than wait a week. It could have sold for $100. I don't know, but I wasn't trying to break the bank on it. I was just trying to make a sale, get my money back real quick, because I didn't need 3 of them. I just needed my 2 figures, and I was good. So, like I said, a lot of stuff that I sell on eBay, it's nice to make profit, but a lot of times it's just to get my money back. But the elbow smash Macho Man, this might be one of my favorite figures ever. And like the one with the actual cowboy hat, right? A lot of the designs that you see up and down the figure is absolute perfection. The intricate details in the design of the figure is incredible. You got the arm that goes up and down, right? So very, very, very simple figure. So just kind of looking at that right there, though, that kind of sucks, only because it kind of reminds me of like the Series 1 Brutus Beefcake. And it kind of feels like with the way that it's positioned with shipping, the way you wrap it up, it feels like it could stick out and it could get damaged during shipping. So, and I don't like having the arms up during shipping, because it kind of feels like that's more likely to break. But no, I mean, overall, good, strong, sturdy figures, rock solid, great aesthetic look. I mean, good positioning of the legs. I mean, this is a fantastic. This is a perfect figure. Looking at this figure, I want to pull out the Mabel figure from that one right there, an orange card. They don't do it. What I really wish Grapplers and Gimmicks would do is label their figures. Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, etc. I've always said that is one of the biggest drawbacks to Grapplers and Gimmicks. The fact that they don't break their figures down by series. I would love the fact that they would do that. Because I can't just sit back and say, I would love a Series 1 Mabel. Well, what's the difference between a Series 1 Mabel and any other Mabel? Because they don't break their figures down by individual series. Oh man, that's at this point, because of the amount of figures that they've released, it would be insane to just start randomly come out with like a figure on card, be like, hey, this is Series 9. Okay, but how do you break down the other figure? You can't. It's too late in the game for them to start doing that randomly out of nowhere. But that they missed the mark on that regard. I would have loved it if they actually broke these down by series. The last figure is simply Macho Man in white. Same thing, elbow smash. When it comes to the two figures, I just simply prefer the Macho Man in gold over the checkered version. But whichever one you have, or whichever one you prefer, they are both fantastic figures. Both, I think, are awesome additions to a collector's roster, to their collection. I mean, these are incredible pieces. Again, I mean, release after release, Grapplers and Gimmicks keeps knocking it out of the ballpark. And love what I'm getting. I'm not noticing it on this figure, but this figure, that looks like the boots. I noticed it on this one. So kind of the little black on the boots here kind of stuck out a little bit. Not too much. Like little tassels or something that were kind of dangle from the boots. So good quality detail that go into each of the figures. Just amazing artwork and graphical detail. Amazing. Even though we looked at 4 figures, really, realistically, you only got like 2 different figures, and Macho Man, amazing. So tomorrow, guys, we are going back to the we're going back to the Hasbro review. That is where we leave off. We left off on Series 6. So tomorrow we start Series 7, which is one of my favorite series. In that series, we got Nails, which is one of my favorite figures. One of the more plain figures, but still one of my favorite figures. Great play pose. I love the Kamala figure. Owen Hart, which is absolutely amazing. So Series 7 is definitely one of the highlight series of the Hasbros. And I'm really looking forward to being able to make that video and to share that video with you. Post that video and share that video with you guys. So hopefully you guys will tune in and when I post that video and you guys are able to watch that show live with me when it airs. So that's it for now, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, goodbye, everybody.